Hey everyone, how you doing? How you doing? Um, Man, this weather is playing havoc with my face. I don't like it. Um, this evening I wanted to say something about moments. I wrote a post about it, but I was thinking about that today. I noticed that I had a hard time with gratitude in the aspect of being grateful for what I already have, because I've been working so hard on what I'm trying to achieve and my goals that I guess the universe misunderstood that I was grateful for what I already had. I already have. But it wasn't until I decided to count my life in moments instead of time on a clock. Let me explain something about that. Time doesn't really exist. Man had to make a clock to make it exist. But if you notice, if you measure time by hours on a clock, right? Then when you come up to daylight savings time, moving the clock forward, moving it back, you don't think time is continuously moving? What happens to the time we lose and the time we gain? You do that enough, then you see the shifting of the seasons off by a certain number of months, and they seem to be resetting themselves again. Me counting on time on a clock messed me up. It actually made me more materialistic. It made me more in cahoots with everyone else. It wasn't really until I changed how I saw time. And I said, you know what, I'm going to measure it in moments. Now, true, I will have meetings during the day. And I'll look at the clock to see the time to check in because everyone else is running on that time, right? But despite what everyone else does or the general norm is, there are ways we do things outside of those norms. And so when I started not looking at my clock so much, and I can afford to do this on the weekend, but not paying attention to these things, something changed. I started to appreciate the little things. I started to appreciate the time that doesn't exist. I started to appreciate the moment of this is what I'm doing, because in the moment, a moment is always in the present. Past doesn't exist. Future doesn't exist. It's always in the present. Now, some people will be like, then how am I supposed to plan for the future for my success? Do that, boo-boo. Run that rat race. You run that rat race, you get that money. Okay, how does that feel to you? Well, I needed to take it. No one's saying not to. Again, I said I check the clock because I know I'm running on other people's time and everyone runs by a clock. But when I don't have to, I don't. I go by moment. I go by the present moment always, because that's what counts. And so I noticed my ability to become more grateful, my ability to flow better, my ability to accept things that I don't want to accept, but I'm just like, okay. And I've even surprised myself with doing that, because that's not something I usually do. People that know me, I'm so used to having a fit, fussing and fighting. No, you gonna give this to me. I'm demanding. Well, you can't do that with other people, right? Can't do that with spirits either. Depends on the spirit, but you can't really do that with spirits either. So then I sat up and I'm like, you know what? I'm focusing and caring about the wrong thing. I kept doing the where's mine? You owe me. I put in the hard work. Give me my stuff, right? And then I had to not care. Now, do I want to be successful? Of course I do. Do I want to be recognized for my talents? Of course I do. Who doesn't? Of course I do. However, not at the expense of myself. Not at the expense of what I've already learned. Not at the expense of being like everyone else and following everyone else. No. It doesn't matter. What matters is what I'm here to do, the type of people I serve, or beings I serve, and doing what I love to do. That's what matters. And that's what I follow. And when I follow that true to my form, I gain. And that's what I've been doing. I ain't gonna tell you how I've been moving. I got plenty of enemies. I'll tell you how I've been moving. But I've been moving. That's how you move. You don't focus on the money. You focus on the moments. You see how that changes you. You don't focus on what you're going to gain. Because at the end of the day, baby, you cannot take it with you. You can put it in the coffin. Can't take it with you. Your spirit ain't going to rise with that stuff. It's going to stay right there or go to your family. Now, do I want to take care of my kids? Absolutely, of course. However, once I'm gone, I'm gone. Same thing with you. Once you gone, you gone. What are you going to do with it? So then I thought about it and I said, but the memory of a moment, that's priceless. So I'm not saying don't take care of yourself. I'm saying recognize what's important. I'm saying for the love of you and to preserve your time. And you know it's measured in moments, not hours on the clock. Because our bodies don't run on 24 hours. It runs on 28. But they made our days 24. And that's why we're off. Circadian rhythms. That's a whole different story, though. Interesting you learn that in psychology, though. I'm going to leave that right there. Okay? Doctors learn it and psychologists learn it. And sociologists learn that. No one else. Or anyone that deals with the human body and how we function. They learn it. No one else doesn't. Yet that's something we need to know because that affects us and how we are and how we think. I said, that's interesting. So knowing that our body doesn't even match the time they gave us, doesn't match the calendar they gave us, doesn't match the clock on the wall they gave us. And then you wonder why the body is off from nature around. They changed the frequency, the natural frequency, to a discordant frequency. They have put things in the ley lines to disrupt the frequency of your body. And then people wonder how come they can't manifest. Well, on top of the outside influence of what they've changed and the frequency and so on and so forth, that does not gel with the DNA of your body, not natural. That's why people don't heal. That's why people stay sick. Because they've changed the frequency in which you're supposed to naturally vibrate at. But I can control my moments. Not how, who I'm running into and stuff like that, but I'm talking about I can control how I react to them and how I take them and how I balance myself with them. In order to understand your body, you need to understand the influences on the outside of your body and the inside of your body. Not just what you're taking in, because that's loving yourself too, but also what's affecting you without. And there's a lot of things affecting you without that you don't understand. Your cell phone, your telephone lines, your PG&E. But you didn't think any of that was going to affect your frequency and your electromagnetic field. You didn't think any of that was going to affect your ethereal field that we deal with when we're doing Reiki. You didn't think these things, where you think energy goes. It's not created or destroyed. It's always been. Who else has always been? And yet, you want to put yourself lower? Interesting. That's not love of yourself, and that's not love of the divine. It's not. So, moments. That's what's important. You can't repeat them. You can't get them again. You can't even really recreate them 100%. You can't. So, measure your life in moments. One of the best things I took from my favorite Broadway play, Rent, Seasons of Love, moments. That's the song that talks about life being measured in moments, not time on a clock. Listen to that song, Seasons of Love from Rent. Matter of fact, you need to see that play if you haven't seen it. Beautiful musical, beautiful. But that song, how is your life measured? In moments. So why the hell are you measuring it to a clock? Why the hell are you measuring it to $1? Clock doesn't exist. The time it keeps does not exist. It's not even accurate. Why do you measure by $1 whose value has depleted? And it's about worth 9 cents. But people give it a value. Why aren't you giving moments a value? Why? They're more important. They shape who you are. Not money. Not a clock. Not what you punch time in. None of that. Moments. And they're precious. Because you never know in the next breath when your moment is up. All right, y'all. I love you. And I wanted to share that with you. In Transformational Tantra, we start with what affects you outside to know how to change inside. That's what we do. There's a lot of rules that you think don't exist because you may belong to a religion, it doesn't matter what you believe in. The rules of the universe still exist, and you're affected by them. And a lot of times, we get in our way using the laws of the universe. Well, what if you knew how not to? Using those very same laws. Everyone wants to manifest. No one wants to do the work. Not everyone's going to manifest the same. Not everyone's frequency is the same. And if you are lying to your subconscious, baby, you ain't manifesting nothing but something negative. The universe hears the word no. I don't know why they keep lying about that. It hears the word no. It hears negative. It hears everything. It's our mirror. Why do you think some of the shit comes back on you that you put out? It's a mirror. That's what karma is. Duh. I swear. So, I'm sorry, that's my big mama hat on with common sense. I mean, it's really simple. Really simple. It's not complicated at all. But they want you to believe it is. It ain't. It's really simple. All right, y'all. Again, love you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk with you and to serve you and to share some wisdom that's endowed to me. Appreciate y'all. I really do. And you're in the beginning of the new year. Make your changes. Make your changes. Stick with them and believe in yourself. First and foremost. All right, y'all. Take care.